closed up the floods of 1993.
It's been 25 years since the monumental flooding inundated Iowa, where the city of Des Moines without water. Today, we'll take a look back at the event that thrust our community into the national spotlight. KCCI 8 News Close-Up starts right now.
This is Iowa's news leader. This is KCCI 8 News Close-Up.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us for KCCI 8 News Close-Up. This past week marked the 25th anniversary of one of the worst natural disasters in Iowa history. And today we take a look back at the floods of 1993 with local officials who fought against the floodwaters and the journalist who covers the story. KCCI senior reporter Todd Nagel is one of those journalists. He's co-hosting with me today.
Thank you very much, Stacey. You know, as a young reporter, I covered the floods of 93. It was a defining event for our community and certainly for the entire state. According to the National Weather Service, 17 people across Iowa were killed during the floods of 93. 10,000 people were evacuated from their homes. 21,000 homes were damaged. Many of them were destroyed. $2.7 billion in damage was done. That Steve Carlin shows us it's what all that water did to the city of Des Moines that people around here remember the most.
On July 11, 1993, the Des Moines Water Works shut down its water treatment plant after it was inundated by floodwaters from the nearby Raccoon River. It began on July 8th when 8 to 10 inches fell in the upper Raccoon watershed, and water began topping the levee that surrounds the treatment plant 3 days later. Water for sanitary use was available 12 days later, but according to the Des Moines Water Works, the 250,000 people they served at that time were left without safe drinking water for 19 days.
Former Des Moines Water Works CEO L.D. McMullen and current CEO Bill Stowe will join us later in this broadcast to talk about the impact of that shutdown. But now we're joined by former KCCI anchors Kevin and Molly Cooney, who played a major role in reporting the events as they unfolded. Welcome back to both of you.
Thank you. Good to be here. Good to see both of you.
Absolutely.
It looks like a nice history.
Yes.
Most of us were all there in 93. You know, things kind of started up north. So let's kind of go back and take a look from the beginning. I think it was in Ames when things started to go south pretty quickly. What do you remember about then? And did you think this was going to happen? Well, just from the example.
Well, they first of all said it was the summer that we never really have because it rained all the time. That whole summer was soggy. And there was a line of storms north of Ames, and it just hit. It covered the parking lot. It covered CY Stevens around the football stadium. Not streets. It would come down here. That we would eventually get impacted by it.
Yeah, I remember so much this video of not CY Stevens, but Hilton Coliseum, and the students being pulled out. They had to use end loaders to get the students who were some up there still. And they're being shot. I mean, you forget, and there's Hilton, and it was all flooded inside. It came up with about 12 people inside. So, yeah, and again, point this out, this is several days before the flood actually hit the wall.
Yeah, let's talk about it once it actually leading up to it. Valley Junction in downtown Des Moines. The challenges of covering such a large story that was affecting so many different areas of the metro.
Right. I remember that night. What happened in my memory is I was actually at an event for the Rouen Grand Prix, which was being held that weekend. And the big race was going to be the next day. And actually, I was going to drive in a little celebrity race, so I was out to dinner with a bunch of friends. And it so happens that the governor was at this particular dinner as well. And we had just gotten word that the race had been canceled and that the water was coming up on the Court Avenue Bridge, and the bridges and parts of the course were going to flood. And my recollection is I grabbed the governor and came down here to the station with him and said, we got to get on the air. You got to talk to people about it. But the Court Avenue was going down, and
But the middle of the night, you caught up with L.D. McMullen.
oh yeah, no, that was interesting too. That was the time, and I'm sure LD will elaborate on it as well. But we were just running around doing interviews all over the place. We heard word that the water plant had gone under, and that we were going to be without water. But this was all just kind of secondhand. So we went down to emergency services. I threw the camera in front of L.D. McMullen and asked him to tell. And he said, yeah, we're going to be without water. And you don't think about it. we'll get the water back tomorrow.
Yeah. Well,
You know, like electricity or something.
Well, we certainly had floods before in Des Moines, and we were a little bit used to that, but we were never used to losing our water for several weeks. How did we break the news to viewers, and how amazing was that?
Well, that was just, it literally, I'll tell you, the next day I came in at 7 in the morning and anchored till like 5 in the afternoon, didn't even take a break, didn't even stop, because it was history unfolding. I would throw it to you, Todd, you'd be out in Valley Junction doing something, I'd throw it to Michelle Parker, and then in between,
Michelle
we would
Parker's
tell
gone.
people, yes, how to flush your toilet.
Manually flush your toilets.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you didn't have any water. You gotta understand that.
We filled the tub up with water.
When you hit the faucet on your sink, there was nothing coming out of it, but people still, you know, needed
Before they
water,
shut it
obviously,
off.
for all sorts of purposes. So yes, one of the infamous or famous poems of the time was, "If it's yellow, let it mellow, and if it's brown, flush it down." And we couldn't believe that we were actually telling people this, but it was vital information.
I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, who's now 26.
We established the huge water stations around town. The National Guard came in and had these huge bladders, and they became kind of a
Watering hole, so to speak.
yeah, it was kind of like the old the town fountain.
And
I mean,
then-
everybody would gather there once
And
a
then looking at this, Zone D, when the water was turned back on, we couldn't believe, I mean, it was several days, LD will talk, it was just a celebration when each zone would get their water back, but it was several days, you know.
And the station also lost power and lost water like a lot of other places. So talk about the challenges of reporting when you don't have any power, electricity either.
Taking sponge baths too, you know.
Well, we got knocked off the air, and we were not back on the air again until about 6 o'clock in the morning. We had absolutely no power here whatsoever, and we don't have any video of what I was doing, which was standing out on 9th Street with a live
Molly
band
Cooney
on
still has the
telephone
same
and
hairstyle.
a brick telephone, talking to folks like LD and John McCarroll, who was with Iowa Power at the time, and literally just holding the microphone up to the phone and doing interviews the old-fashioned way. It was much like radio on TV, but we had to get the information out and tell people what to do.
The amazing thing was the response of the community. Immediately, people were, you can see the sandbagging. People were, "Where do I need to go? How can I help?" Crime
My dad and my brother was
non-existent. There was no
two of
looting.
those
I remember
people,
CBS reporters came in
which
going,
you'll
"This
see
would never
coming up.
happen in
You'll
any
see
other
my dad.
community." But everybody helped everybody else. We were all in this together, and it was a community pulling together. Devastation. There's Kevin.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Up in the sandbag, yeah.
But it just, people helped everybody. The amount of volunteerism and the spirit and everybody came together was incredible.
And my dad
And that's what got us all through
had-
it, I think.
just had a heart attack
Fluor Drive.
and had open heart surgery
After this, a few days into this, the president showed up.
Not
Even before then,
long
there was
before
just
this.
Literally thousands of people packing tens of thousands of sandbags.
Okay,
down
and
on
here he's
Fluor-
coming up.
Excuse me, down on Fluor Drive. That was kind of the.
My dad's with the Hershey Bar
headquarters,
shirt,
so to speak.
the white
We're
t-shirt.
going to take a break. We've got more memories to come.
He's always been a leader
Kelly and
to
Molly about
direct.
the floods of 1993 continues right after this.
If you're buying a
Okay,
new
now
car,
I'm
even
gonna
if it's an
pause.
existing one, get and we're talking with former KCCI anchors Kevin and Molly Cooney, who certainly covered that story.
That's right. And
It was 25 years.
Right. And Kevin, you interviewed President Clinton when he came to tour the flood damage in Des Moines. How'd you get that interview? Persistence paid off.
Well, D.D. Myers, the press secretary for the president, made sure that we were all very far away from the president. And I happened to mention to Senator Harkin that it sure would be nice to talk to the president, that he often talks to a certain conservative radio station, and all the candidates would always come in and talk to this radio station. But it was amazing that, he wouldn't talk to the #1 TV station in town. And a couple minutes later, D.D. Myers came over and said, "You Cooney?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "You got 5 minutes." So,
Bill
persistence
Clinton.
paid off, but I kind of fought for that a little above and beyond that. But it was a remarkable scene down there on Fluor Drive, and the president was very giving of his time, and I'm not talking about.
Unlike Trump, who is never not very giving of his
You thought he
time.
handled it well. The visit well.
Very well, very well.
said, this is going to be treated, your victims, just like the hurricane victims and the tropical storm victims. We're going to get the help that you need. And that was what people needed to hear.
I remember the time I lived in West Des Moines, so people would come out to my house and shower because we had
Thanks
water
for
out
the
there.
invite, Todd.
Yeah. I remember Steve Carlin came out one time and it was, he loved it.
West Des Moines still have
They had water, yeah. So in your family, at your home, you were living it and covering it. How did it affect your family?
We had 3 little ones, and so my parents were in town, so they helped out. But no, we did the same thing, sponge baths, and yeah, we lived it. Usually when you cover a story, you go home and it's not impacting you. But here, everybody went home, and it carried us home, followed us home. So yeah, we had to do what everybody else was doing and followed our own instructions.
We got home way too late that night, the first night of the flood, to ever even try getting any water in the bathtub or anything like that. I mean, the system was down by then, and that's when it really sunk in, I think, for us, just like it did for everybody else. It's like, oh man, we don't have water.
Collecting rainwater, so they could do sponge baths. But again, but we would go up to our collection center, and you just sat and talked to people. Everybody had a story.
Yeah.
No matter where you were, what happened, everybody had.
Yeah, we had
stories.
water sites, and I was pregnant with my daughter,
Not only for you
8
guys
months
being
pregnant with
on
my
there
daughter.
for many more
Or no,
hours than
no, I
normal,
was
but the community,
a
the
few
fact
months
that
pregnant with my
everybody
daughter,
came together
and
so
I
that
couldn't even
community-
drink the water
there's
from the
more
water
to it than
sites.
that.
Well, I think there's a little PTSD on the part
Without
of
boiling
everybody
it.
who was,
Washed my hair in rainwater.
Anybody when he suffered any damage or anything, I think emotionally, it took a lot out of people. I know that every time, a heavy storm would come by for a
My
long
dad
time
took a bar of
after, I
soap
would
and stood
just
outside
kinda
in the
feel a
front
little bit anxious,
in
feel
his
a little
shorts
bit
and
nervous.
and washed
Neighbors
up.
described it down in Valley Junction like a
In
war
the
zone,
rain.
and it was because the Huey helicopters. You had the National Guard there. You had everybody sandbagging, and you had homes absolutely devastated. Just like last week where they're throwing out mementos. I mean, just watching your coverage a week ago, very similar situation.